What is up, everybody? I am the Fool, and I am making a Minecraft server network from scratch. This is part 2 of the series, and last time we were building out the foundation of the server, and that included the basic game logic, such as transferring players from the hub world to the game worlds, and syncing that all with the database and the API and stuff like that. Now we actually get to go on to the fun stuff. But before I explain the fun stuff, I should probably explain what the game is all about first. So the players will start out in their hub world, or like the home base area. This is an extraction game, kind of like Escape from Tarkov or Dark and Darker. So players will go into the map, they'll walk up to like a portal or something, and they'll be transferred into the map area. There'll be places to loot, monsters to kill, sometimes bosses, maybe a dungeon system, not sure yet. This is going to be PvE. I don't want to deal with PvP and anti-cheats and stuff like that, so just PvE. Kind of like Minecraft. So the players will loot up, they'll go to the extracts, and then there'll be a whole meta progression, an enchanting system so they can enchant their gear, a stash system so they can hoard their gear, a ability area to level up, get new abilities, stuff like that. So now onto the fun stuff, which we get to implement. So we need to do actual game mechanics, a custom item system, a custom mob system, etc., etc. For now, what I decided to do is just work on the item system. And then you can break up the item system into 2 different layers, the stash and insurance system, then the crafting and enchanting part, and then the item itself, like what is an item, how do you save an item, how do you build an item, and we'll get on to all of that. Alright, so into my hub world now. As you can see, it is a lot nicer this time. I had some help with building this little thing out. Of course, it's still kind of bland, but at least I'm not looking at a flat world of cobblestone all the time. So you'll notice we have an extra little GUI element here that we can click on. Eventually it will be an NPC, but for now it's just easier to attach things to items. So you can click it, open your stash, you can upgrade your stash, as expected in a extraction game. So let's go get some items by joining our game real quick. Alright, we are joining the game world. Oh look, I brought in a sword, I guess. I don't remember having a sword. Alright, the game is starting now. And for now I'm just throwing stuff all on the ground here, having it spawning. Normally there'll probably be chests or something. You'll notice every item has a special modifier on it. Fine or fine. Uncommon. So yeah, let's go extract all these. And let's extract. Back into the world. For some reason they changed it to red dye, whatever. Let's put it into our stash for safekeeping. Log off, log back on. Oh, it's still there. Very cool. Let me take them back out. And then I have a little command here I can run called ensure. It takes in a chance. So let's just give it a, I don't know, 75% chance on my sword. And let's do a 50% chance on my armor. And then that stuff we'll just leave in our stash. That's gonna be kind of confusing, actually. I have 2 swords, and I can't drop it. Oh man. I'll just leave that in my inventory and die with it. Okay, let's start a new game. Alright, we're joining the game now. Game starts in a couple seconds. So let me jump off the world here. Remember that this is 50% chance, 50% chance, and 75% chance. So let's check my stash, see what came back. The helmet with a 50% chance. The sword with a... I already forgot what I put on it. I think 75% chance. And then we lost the boots, which was a 50% chance. So pretty good, actually. Alright, so that was the stash system and the insurance system, plus the little item system. Currently we're only storing the rarity of the item. Eventually we'll have custom attributes, like custom enchants, kind of like the Hypixel Pit system. You'll walk up to the enchanting well here, and you'll get to do some RNG stuff, spend your gold coins to enchant items. So yeah, to get a little technical here, we can go over my database and what's being stored in my database, just for fun, I guess. So we have item template. So every item in the game will have a template. And then when they get spawned in, they'll get assigned a rarity and stuff like that. And then players can pick them up, which is the item instances. Stores an instance of every item in the game. And then these instances will be tracked in the player category. See, the player has an equipped items, and then they will also have a stash stored here somewhere. Can't exactly find it right now. And then they also have the insured items, of what items they have insured currently. So if you're interested in how I do my GUIs here, they implement inventory holder, which is a bucket thing, I think. Yeah, bucket. And then every GUI will have a row, a title, what inventory, handlers for the clickings, what slots can be moved around or whatnot, and then a callback for when it closes. Useful for like saving the data, like in the stash. On the close, we will save what's in the stash to the database. Just a bunch of utility methods here for setting items. A filling helper to fill like rows of a decorative something. Borders. The next thing I would like to do probably in the next video would be to do some sort of enchanting system. I'm not sure if crafting is really a big deal right now. I'll probably keep it like a pit system, Hypixel Pit system, where you kind of get like those mythic pants or whatever, and you go up to the enchanter and enchant them with cool attributes and stuff. So we will probably work on that. That'll have a nice little animated GUI, like it'll like spin around like a little slot machine or whatever. I guess I could do a little bit of code review, just in case if you're interested. Let me know if you want to see any more of this. I'll show you guys how the ensure command works here. So we'll go to the ensure command. I'm using the new paper API thing that they have for commands, so it's kind of confusing for me, but I'm starting to get the hang of it a little bit more. So we're going to define a command called ensure. It has an argument called chance, and then it'll have this argument range for the percentage chance of the insurance. And then we can execute the command here. When it executes, it'll call this function here. We'll just get all the basic stuff here, like what item are they insuring in their hand. We'll try to resolve the item to see if it actually is a special item that can be insured. And you can see here we're checking for that. So we'll start to do the process. We're going to run this asynchronously so that it doesn't bog down the main thread of the server, because we're going to be talking to the API, which is sometimes slow. So we're going to get the item from the instance ID, the item data. We'll check if it's if the insurance is already higher than whatever it is right now that we're trying to set it to. But then we'll just set it to the insured item in our backend API here. Set item insured. Pretty simple. The backend API just handles all the complex database saving and stuff. And then we'll run a task back on the main thread. Check if the player is online. We'll apply the lore in their hand so it'll update and say, oh, it's insured, wow. We'll give them a success message and then ta-da, it's insured. So if back in Minecraft, you'll see if I run the insure command one more time, you'll see it applied the lore line there, 50% chance. So yeah. I don't know if you guys like this style of video where I sort of show you what I've done rather than show you the process of doing it. If you guys would like a longer video of me actually coding it out and showing you the errors I encounter along the way, I could try doing that style later. But yeah, just let me know.